There are pillars in America that seem immovable. Boeing's aircraft production is one of them, so when Boeing brought its US factories to a standstill, it was as if the heartbeat of the nation skipped. This wasn't just a business facing hard times, this was Boeing, an emblem of American ingenuity and strength. The quiet from those production lines echoed all the way to the White House. President Trump's response, volatile. For a leader who vowed to revive American industry, Boeing's closure wasn't just disappointing, it was a direct blow. Boeing is more than a corporation. It's the backbone for thousands of employees and a web of suppliers nationwide. A shutdown like this puts entire towns at risk, not just the factory floor. Suddenly Trump's America First promise faced its greatest challenge yet. Would his policies shield American giants, or had they contributed to the crisis? The Boeing shutdown marked a turning point. A president forced to grapple with the harsh truths of a globalized world. The consequences were swift, and the entire country was paying attention. What could force an industry titan like Boeing to hit the brakes? A combination of soaring expenses and disappearing demand brought the company to a standstill, with tariffs making steel and aluminum pricier and overseas clients backing out or postponing deals. Costs skyrocketed. The Trump administration's trade policies designed to shield U.S. businesses ended up hurting them. Other nations retaliated with tariffs on American planes. Suddenly, Boeing's aircraft became unaffordable for many buyers. Orders vanished, jets sat idle, and production ground to a halt. Boeing's top brass called the halt a tough but unavoidable decision. They couldn't keep pouring money into planes nobody wanted. With shareholders watching closely, the risk was simply too high. The shutdown was a last-ditch effort to weather a trade war that was supposed to be a lifeline. The shockwaves didn't stop at Boeing, they rattled the entire U.S. economy. President Trump's reaction was explosive and unyielding. He immediately turned to social media, pointing fingers at previous leaders and foreign nations for Boeing's downfall. On the campaign trail, he denounced the shutdown as a betrayal, vowing to bring the factories back to life. For Trump, this crisis wasn't just about lost jobs. It struck a personal chord. He cast himself as the sole savior, transforming the situation into a dramatic political spectacle. His message was clear. America was under siege, and he was the nation's shield. Complex issues like supply chains and tariffs faded into the background, replaced by a fierce, emotional story. For millions feeling abandoned by globalization, Trump's words struck a powerful chord. Tariffs played a pivotal role in Boeing's unraveling. The Trump administration imposed them to push companies toward American products, but the world's economy is deeply interconnected. In response, other nations struck back, hitting U.S. exports. Boeing jets were a prime target. Suddenly, manufacturing planes in the U.S. became more expensive, and international buyers started to disappear. Even so-called American-made Boeing planes depended on parts from around the globe, turning tariffs into a costly dilemma. The result? Skyrocketing expenses, shrinking demand, and planes piling up with nowhere to go. Policies designed to shield American industry ended up wounding one of its most iconic companies. The takeaway is clear. Trade wars carry real risks, and even industry leaders aren't immune. Boeing's closure sent shockwaves through the entire economy. The price of protectionism could no longer be overlooked. The Boeing closure divided the country. Critics pointed to Trump's trade policies as the cause, labeling it a self-inflicted crisis. Advocates insisted the struggle was essential to combat unfair trade practices. In the Capitol, debates raged. On Main Street, uncertainty and worry prevailed. For those dependent on Boeing's salaries, the closure brought genuine concern for the future. Some pointed fingers at the president, others at Boeing, but many felt helpless. The issue dominated news, talk shows, and online discussions. The Boeing crisis served as a reflection, highlighting America's profound divisions and concerns. In the aftermath, the Boeing shutdown became a powerful wake-up call. Even a nation as mighty as America can't stand alone in today's global economy. Protective tariffs, while well-intentioned, can sometimes backfire, damaging the very sectors they aim to defend. The shutdown sparked a nationwide debate. What does America First truly represent? Real power might come from leading on the world stage, not turning away from it. Boeing's crisis serves as a reminder. Catchy slogans can't solve complicated problems. As Boeing reopened its doors, America faced a new challenge. how do we safeguard our workers without harming ourselves in the process?